social media creators are flocking to Web3, where an NFT may often be fake, but cash in communications. Liam Baker took pride in his NFT. It was a good investment, he thought, and as a symbol of his belief in a new digital ecosystem growing away from traditional centers of power, like banking and social media platforms. It opened doors, like millions of other non-fungible tokens. Baker's NFT used blockchain technology to prove he was the rightful owner of a unique, digital drawing of an ape. This particular one, from the Bored Ape Yacht Club, got the 21-year-old Ohio University student an internship at a California investment firm. He was also invited to join an NFT club in which members can race a real Porsche 911 and get their cars wrapped in an NFT image of their choosing. But most of all, the NFT brought him a connection to a group of people who shared his interests. No one I know here is into it, Baker said of his Ohio college peers. I feel like an outcast being into it. And it's not just about the money, which I am interested in, but it's the people, too. NFTs are one of the hottest parts of the cryptocurrency and Web3 craze that has gripped Silicon Valley, Wall Street, Hollywood, and parts of Main Street, USA. Fraud and scams are rife. The technology is being questioned. Believers are mocked for snapping up potentially overpriced, or even fake, digital goods. Beyond the boom, bust, and bluster, though, something real is happening that only the internet can provide. Millions of people are being brought together to discuss, debate, joke, entertain, and trade with one another in new ways. When Beanie Babies changed hands for thousands of dollars on eBay in the 1990s, people sneered. Prices plunged, but eBay and its PayPal unit grew to be worth more than $100 billion. When kids posted constant updates on MySpace, parents scratched their heads. Now moms and dads are addicted to Facebook, a $600 billion company. Might the same thing happen again, this time beyond the reach of a centralized internet dominated by Facebook and its big tech brethren? Baker, the Ohio student, thinks so even after someone stole his ape. An anonymous person offered him 29 Ether, or about $90,000, for the NFT. The person sent Baker what appeared to be a transfer link. It was a backdoor into Baker's crypto wallet. In a cryptographic millisecond, the digital ape was gone. Soon after, it was sold off to someone else for the crypto equivalent of about $40,000. Baker reached out to the FBI but has no way of getting his ape back. Despite this costly experience, Baker has no intention of backing off his Web3 adventure. It's all part of being an early mover in the space, and the real-world benefits are plenty, he said. The hundreds of responses he got after posting on Twitter about the theft meant a lot to him and reinforced his feeling of being part of a caring community. It encourages me, he said. I have to move on. If I want to be my own bank, I have to understand the inherent risks. Those involved in Web3 creators, investors, business owners are a very bullish crowd. According to the people Insider spoke to for this story, digital currency, goods, and commerce are the future, but are still in their infancy. There's no denying the fraud, scams, and hucksterism. But the opportunities and burgeoning sense of community keep true believers enthusiastic. In the face of doubters and criticism, it's the Wild West. And everyone is coming for the gold rush, said Pascal Gauthier, CEO of Ledger, a secure crypto wallet. People can get hurt, but the rewards trump the risks. And in time, with the technology coming, the market maturing, the scams will fade away. One of the central appeals of Web3 is, of course, money, even in the creative realm. Backers said the value can flow more directly between users and artists, with fewer big tech or financial firms getting in the way and taking their cuts. A creator, influencer, or celebrity can mint their own NFTs or a token to be sold to fans paying in crypto. The creators get most of the initial sale price on an NFT and a cut of future trading fees for tokens they create. Fans hopefully receive a novelty digital good that will have more to offer in the future. It could even increase in value, and they can sell it for a profit or just maintain online bragging rights. The biggest value of Web3 is the ability to have your community own a part of your success and help you grow much more quickly, said John Uzhai, a creator and advisor who used to work for Instagram and YouTube. The incentives are more aligned. Hopefully the person buying your NFT is driving engagement and watch time, which is the same thing that would drive up the price of the NFT. An estimated $41 billion in NFTs were traded last year alone. Bored Ape Yacht Club, launched by YUGEA Labs last year, is said to have already pulled in about $70 million in secondary sales, after initial sales of $2.5 million. In a certain respect, NFTs represent fractional ownership in a company or a creator, said Mike Niddle, a financial advisor who is soon launching an NFT fund. The old way is to sell stock in an IPO. You usually won't get in on that early unless you're investing above $100 million. With this, it's a democratized raise, and we all have access. Stocks are one way to look at creators in Web3. Creators are the entities. Their offering of NFTs and tokens are the shares. How those shares are valued depends largely on hype or the inherent artistic value a collector sees in someone's digital work. Quinn Slocum, a photographer and a co-founder of the startup Meta V3R SEO, said he initially came to Web3 because of frustration with traditional methods of selling his work. I'd never sold a print before joining this space, Slocum said. Then he started to hear about peers minting NFTs and getting bids as high as 20 ETH, or about $60,000. So he tried his hand. It took a few months, but after a friend posted his work on Foundation, he sold out of his NFTs, priced at 1 ETH each, in 24 hours. I bawled my eyes out, and it wasn't because of the money, Slocum said. It was knowing someone believed in my work. You can make a statement as an artist in the digital world. Foundation, a service that uses the Ethereum blockchain to connect artists and collectors, says it's earned creators the crypto equivalent of $169.2 million since it launched in February 2021. And that's just on initial sales. Creators own their smart contracts, a sales agreement written into lines of code stored on the blockchain. These contracts include guaranteed payments for secondary sales on their digital creations. Artists selling through traditional galleries must often cough up 50% commissions, and they only get paid on the initial sale. The standard for an NFT is usually a 2.5% fee levied by a platform such as OpenSea. Plus, creators get a piece of all secondary sales, taking 5% to 10% of those later transactions. And none of this money goes to or through the incumbent social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or Snapchat. To make money on Instagram, for instance, a creator effectively gives the company their content for free, often to gain enough followers to do paid ads for brands and other marketers. On YouTube, if you're one of the lucky few to gain a big enough audience to run ads, the company typically takes 30% of the revenue. We're their builders and their product, said Jesse Nixon Lopez, a TV writer and producer in recent Web3 convert. We're borrowing their platforms and putting so much work into creating for them, and yet we don't reap any of those rewards. What the incumbent social media giants still have is the ability to entertain billions of people with a constant stream of content and connection. But even there, Web3 is making early inroads. Drops or mints of new NFTs can be engrossing social events all by themselves. At the end of January, an NFT project called Cool Cats dropped Cool Pets, a new iteration of its digital cartoon animals. The project teased the drop on Twitter and Discord. And that night a group of about 600 enthusiasts hopped into a Twitter Spaces gathering as the minting began. The group of mostly young men chattered away about the project. A lively debate began about the value of Cool Cats and the new pets. Some wondered whether the smart contracts were open yet. Could they afford them in the secondary market? Were they already too expensive? They chatted like friends, although likely none had ever met. Nor did they even know what one another looked like, considering everyone's avatar was some kind of NFT. Okay, I'm going to Chick-fil-A but taking my phone, one speaker said. Hopefully, I don't get rugged. Rugged is the Web3 term for getting scammed or generally screwed over. This fast food trip kicked off a conversation about Chick-fil-A sauce. Was the variety offered by McDonald's better? Before the question was resolved, the Cool Pets started minting, with an NFT counter on the Cool Cats website slowly ticking up to 10,000. The wait is over, someone shouted. The guy at Chick-fil-A was roundly laughed at. He rushed home to his computer before getting his food. The Cool Pets NFTs were priced at 0.5 ETH each, equal to about $1,250 based on Ethereum prices that day. In the Twitter Spaces event, those who successfully signed a smart contract to own one soon started helping others who were struggling to get one, going step by step and advising them how not to get scammed. They sold out that night, netting Cool Cats a cool $12.5 million on the initial sales. Within seconds, though, the pets popped up for resale on OpenSea priced around 3 ETH, equal to about $7,500. It was difficult to tell what were real pets being sold by someone trying to make a quick flip of an in-demand NFT, and what were fakes. If you don't know what you're doing, do not do it. A speaker called Snipe, who had already changed his avatar to a cool pet, told the suddenly wrapped Spaces audience, "I don't want any of you throwing your money away.